Vintage Radio. Vintage Radio. Let's have a conversation about this. What's going on, folks? I'm Wiser. We do fragrance reviews over here, first impressions, and overall, we try to keep it entertaining. Today, with Vintage Radio, I don't exactly know how to feel about this fragrance. Typically, I would do a review, but this time I want to have a talk between us because maybe I'm missing something that everybody else is getting. So I want you to tell me your opinions about Vintage Radio. If you own Vintage Radio, if Vintage Radio is something that you were looking to get and you just needed more information on it amongst the sea of reviews that's been around for about a year now. Man, let me say I'm indifferent about this fragrance. For me, it's a hate and a love at the same time. And I know exactly why it misses for me, but I know exactly why people love it. Now, I've sprayed Vintage Radio on this wrist about maybe an hour ago, right? Just as a refresher, just so that it could get to the dry down. And then I'm going to spray it over here just so that we can get the opening so that I can have a frame of reference for both the opening and the dry down. Now, let me say, off top, again, I've had this for about a month now, so I've had some time to kind of live with it for a little bit. I have given it some time for it to macerate. Usually I like for fragrances to macerate for about 3 to 6 months before I can finally know exactly where it's going to be, because it's going to go through its changes a lot. Some people say a couple of weeks, some people say a month. Sure, it does change. Some of them does change from time to time within that time frame, but it's somewhere about that 3 to 6 month period where it really becomes what it's going to be, and it stays like that going forward. Case in point, I got 3 fragrances here that went through their maceration stages. I would say when I first got this, what is this? And pardon me for not having tops. I am notorious for breaking, losing tops. I'm sorry. But John Varvatos Artisan Pure. When I first got this, just smelled like lemon pine salt, right? That's all I really got from it. Didn't really care for it. I let this thing sit for a year. I completely forgot about this. And it was one day I just said, you know what? Let me just spray it on and go on about my day. This was years ago. Let me spray it on and go on about my day. And I did, and it just, it smelled lemony fresh. It was a little bit different, but I got complimented on it so much. I think I already told the story about what this did for me in like a supermarket. It's crazy. But when I got complimented on it so much in that one day, it made me it just made me just pay attention to what this turned into. And this is probably the first fragrance that I had that I actually paid attention to maceration. And it definitely changed, or maybe my nose matured. It could be one of the two, either of the two. This guy right here, Club de Nuit Per Show. When I first got this, just thought, another freshie, pineapple-y, whatever, right? But later on, I want to say from that 6 month mark, I started to smell all of the other notes and nuances and things that this goes through. And I said, yo, this is a master at work. Good job, Armand. And the third one, again, pardon me on tops, I bought this as a tester. Oh, wow, I just noticed this. There's like a horse, like inside of here, like a polo guy. Not a polo guy, but like somebody holding an arrow. I never noticed that. Wow, cool. I bought this as a tester from Joma Shop, so that's why there's no top and then there's no this piece right here. But when I first got this, I thought this smelled like... It reminded me of Paul Sebastian that my godfather used to wear. And it was the only fragrance that he wore for years. And he called it Paul Sebastian's Fine Cologne. That's how he would say it. And to me, it smelled like that. Very cinnamon heavy up top. It doesn't smell like that anymore. But anyway, it smelled kind of cheap to me. Like I just didn't smell like, smelled like your old uncle or something. So at first I didn't like it, right? And I let it sit. I didn't purposely let it sit. Like I'm thinking like, hey, let me let this sit and let me let it do what it do. No, I just let it sit because I had no interest in it. It almost gave me a vibe of Bentley, what does that say? Bentley Intense for Men. I've had this since pre-COVID. Can y'all find a dent? Can you find a dent in there? I've had this for over 5 years. We're going to talk about fragrances that content creators have hyped that I just like, no. And that's one of them. But it gave me that vibe because of the cinnamon forwardness. However, I said, you know what? Let me just go back to this and just see what it's talking about. Let me just remind myself that I spent money on something that I don't like. And I sprayed it. Let me spray it now. Shoot, my eyes. Oh my God, my eyes. That went wrong. See, oh, wow. Okay. And now it's like that initial burst of spray. It almost smells like Paul Sebastian, like when you first smell it. But then instantly it's just the creamiest, smoothest, almost gourmand-like cinnamon. And I'm surprised I hear no one say this, but it almost smells similar to liquid broom, like the opening of liquid broom that everybody loves, especially myself, since now I have it. This Anie smells like that the entire time. The liquid broom, I'm gonna do a review on that. It kind of goes away after not so long. This Anie, it just smells gorgeous after I let it sit for a while. Anyway, 1 month, right? So I guess I'll come back to this next year and see how it's smelling. Completely missing the fall and winter time. I'll probably revisit this toward the latter half of the winter, early spring. Maybe it'll change on me again, but there's one note in this that I think is going to stay there, that's going to not ever win me over. But I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance. It's good. You know how you have Le Labo's Santal 33? I'm tired of reaching back there. But you know how you have Le Labo's Santal 33? And some people say like they get like a pickle juice kind of vibe from it. Me personally, I don't get that at all. I get the most beautiful, smooth sandalwood that you could just think of. I love that fragrance. I don't smell, nothing in my mind thinks pickle juice when I smell that, right? And that's the funny part, because there's notes in this that are amazing. However, if you take away the Palo Santo, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. I can't, you know what? I knew Palo Santo was in this. I knew it was in it. I said, you know what? People love this fragrance so much. Maybe the Palo Santo is done in a way that it smells great, right? Because my experience with Palo Santo comes from Bath and Body Works candles, right? I had got this Palo Santo candle back in the day, and oh my God, it just smells like, see, when I say woods, I don't want you to think of like a woody fragrance, even though it is a wood. It's like the thinnest of wood. It's like burning hay is what Palo Santo smells like to me. And I don't like it. Any trace of it that is in this vintage radio is what's holding vintage radio back for me. However, I like the sage that's in it. Weird, right? Because I've had women go through my crib burning sage. You know how they do. And it was a little off-putting to me, but I like the smell of sage, the actual herbs. Burning sage, not my thing, which goes along perfectly with Palo Santo. But this doesn't smell like burning sage. I know, it's weird. However, the thing that helps this fragrance out the most to me, I don't get bergamot from this, but to me, and let's smell that dry down before I say it. It's the combination of the sandalwood, the sage, like as an herbal sense, the sage, and the plum. This is a magnificent plum in the use of plum. It's great. It almost saves me from the Palo Santo. It's just, I keep smelling the Palo Santo. I can't help it. I don't get, there's supposed to be oud in this. I don't get any oudy nuances, like at all. But the plum and sandalwood combination, I'm like, yo, I got to smell that combination. And if y'all know a fragrance that has that combination minus the Palo Santo, please refer it to me in the comments, please. Because like, I'm struggling with this. I want to like it. I want to like it just from a smell perspective, but I feel like I'm being held back. And that's not the only part that holds me back. I've heard some people say like this is beast mode off of them. Then I've heard some people say it's an okay performer. For me, the performance is moderate, very, very moderate. Like even when I first spray it on, and I'll spray it on right now. Hold up, let me get one more of that dry down. Plum and sandalwood is what man, that's so good. That's so good. It's the opening that throws me off. See, I smell that burning Palo Santo a little bit. I do smell it. All right, so let's get some of that opening again. Let's give that a moment because right now it just smells like cleaning supplies. Yeah, see, look at how close I have to get to smell it. Usually when it's something that's radiating, something that's like projection monster, like I can smell it from here. Right now I don't smell anything. And I just sprayed it on. I don't smell anything. Still don't smell anything. I'm like within a tongue's distance from this thing in order for me to smell it. Now, I will say that the longevity that I've gotten on this was about 6 hours, but it's a skin, to me, it's a skin scent. Like after that first hour, it's like automatically a skin scent where I'm like this. So it's like, I could still, I like to dry down. So it's like, I really do. Man, that Palo Santo is, because it smells good. Let me see something. Because the Palo Santo is just there to remind me that I don't like it. But I do like it. It's a hate and love. It's a hate and love. Okay, I don't know what it is that I just did to my arm. I probably shouldn't have did it, and I won't do it again. Horrible layering combination. Good thing I'm gonna take a shower after this. So that's what I get from this. It's to me. It's not a performer. To me, it's just something that lingers. Maybe the sillage on it is pretty good, but I could see people being indifferent on it. And let me tell you what it reminds me of. This fragrance, I've been talking for a long time. This fragrance reminds me, because I was trying to think of where can you wear this fragrance, right? And I'm going to say this because I know this fucker doesn't watch my videos to the end, but I was thinking about where you can wear something like this, right? And some people say date night. I got so many other things that I would reach for before this for a date night that this wouldn't even cross my mind for date night. However, and I call him Crossover Negro Magnus, said this in my Discord. He said, man, I wear this he said, I wear this to church. And I said, that's exactly what this smells like. There being a vintage radio on here makes a lot of sense because I don't know how they managed to capture the smell or the visual memory or whatever of a vintage radio, but it kind of gives you that vibe. But it also gives you the vibe of what you would think a cathedral smells like. Someplace that you walk into, the ceilings are 1,000 feet high. There's organs. Organs? Is that, you know, the instrument? It is organs, right? Organs? I think it's organs. There's the paintings of Jesus all over and whatnot. That's exactly what I get with it. I want to like it. I want to love it. I really do. And I'm going to give it some more time. I'm going to give it that 6 months. But I just got a feeling that Palo Santo isn't going away. That's a me thing. It's not a you thing. But that's why this misses for me. I want to like it. I do. Palo Santo ruins it for me, man. Anyway, give me your thoughts down in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on vintage radio? I'm sure you have it. And for the people that don't, this was a different perspective for you. A long one. I'm going to shut up now.